We're going to see the prize cards. Hopefully nothing too detrimental here. But oh my gosh, can we just stop seeing these evolution lines in the prize cards for our players?
Yeah, we've seen this already before in the earlier divisions, multiple Dracloak prized, and it's happening once more. There is a Curlia on the other side, that one-of copy of Fluttermane in the prize cards there as well. But I'm not feeling great for Justin on that.
I'll tell you what, Kyle, I think it's better than maybe free Dragapult EX, though.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
He's come back from worse.
He has beat the odds, as we saw in our former matchups with Justin. So if he can do it again, or if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be him here. So we'll see. We're getting the fist bump here. We're kicking off our trading card game, Masters Finals. Let's hear it from the crowds. Wow, look at that, Kyle. We're eating.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly where you want to be. Maybe not the coin flip you desire, but you're going first and you have that buddy poppin' to get things rolling. Unfortunately, you're rolling right into bad news Bearstown.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. We're going to see the shuffle through here to get these basic Pokemon out. But you see right now, Justin is shuffling all these Pokemon to keep track of what is in the prize cards, a major component of the Pokemon trading card game. And he's jotting them down. It's not going to be 3 Dragapult EX this time around, but a couple of those Dracloaks. And that card is so key here for Justin to be able to draw into cards and carry out his future plans in this match. And I'll tell you what, you don't want to be missing any cards. You don't want to be missing any piece of your setup here in such a consequential match where really the margins are razor thin.
Yeah, this might be a situation for Justin where typically you do have a little additional time to set up your Dreepies, establish Dracloaks, and draw through your deck as you're sitting behind the Itchy Pollen of Badoo. But now you only have 2 of those resources to draw into. So do you take a little bit of a different approach, maybe focus a bit on your line like the Duskull here?
Yeah, I mean, and that's what we saw before here from Justin. We're going to see what those decisions come out to be here. The Badoo and the Dreepy coming from this Buddy Poffin. They're taking a nice little lunch break here, but not for long as they help out this match. The Badoo here, for everyone joining us that maybe isn't into the trading card game, this card has reigned supreme here in our format. It's just a cute little pollen guy, and he locks down all of your items. And that's not very fun in the trading card game.
Sometimes 10 damage does add up as well. You have just 30 hit points, but that free retreat has been pivotal. Attacking for free, buying time so that you can accelerate energies once at a time from your hand, but honestly, it's enough. You set up your cloak, eventually Dragapult comes out, and it is one of the best attacks we have seen.
Yeah, I mean, Phantom Dive on the Dragapult EX. One of the best attacks in the game, of course, facing off against Gardevoir. That is one of the best decks in the game as well. But this move right here, 200 damage. But not only that, you also get 6 damage counters to spread onto your opponent's field as well. And that is how you set up these multi-prize knockout turns. I mean, it is just so cool to see in action. But Riley has the tools in his deck to be able to move around that. Monkey Dory, as we see in the active position right now, that ability, Adrenabrain, if it has a dark energy attached, it can start moving those damage counters back over to Justin's field. So you have a way to heal your Pokemon, get that damage away, and start outlasting your opponent. And that's just one of the ways that this deck comes in handy to kind of counter Dragapult.
Yeah, spreading that damage around, avoiding some of those knockouts, and then making sure to combine that into a big combo turn. If you can remove potentially 2 Dracloak from play at the same time, target down lines of the Duskull so that you don't have to deal with the impact of Curse Blast, it can be very pivotal for your strategy.
And look at this. Arvin here, a major part of that strategy that you're talking about, Kyle. Seeking out a tool card and an item card, but there's something a little bit different about that item card that y'all are seeing. It is bright pink, and that's because it's an ace pack. You can only have 1 of these in your deck, and it is because of the sheer power behind them. What does this one do, Kyle? What's in the box?
Oh, the secret box. It could be anything. It could even be a box. It's got so many different ways to help you, especially in the early stages here. You can search out that supporter, you can search out that stadium card, you get the item to go along with it, you have the tool, you have everything to help out here. and it's exactly what you need. Just fill your board, find the Ralts and other pieces so eventually you can evolve them here.
Yeah, I mean, one way to evolve those evolutions is a technical machine. You do see one of the machines on the field right now. These are, we don't just have boxes, we got fire mixtapes here in the Pokemon TCG too. You chuck them on your Pokemon, they can do a special move. That one is the devolution that you're seeing, but in hand is a technical machine evolution, and that is gonna play into the strategy for Riley to get into some of these evolution Pokemon and accelerate the strategy or just the overall board state. But I will mention, Justin also plays some stadium cards that could potentially counter those tool cards down the line. Of course, there's other tool cards in the list for Riley, McKay too, and the Bravery Charms.
That is definitely one of the most important pieces here. Not only with the secret box do you find great resources, but you can also place them in the discard pile. Woo! The early discard of psychic energies, I cannot speak to that enough. Against Itchy Pollen, it can be so hard to find the energies and then throw them away. To already see 2 in the discard, that means there's potential for some fireworks here pretty soon.
Exactly, that is what we want to see here, that Psychic Embrace ability on Gardevoir EX. It takes those energies right out of the discard pile, accelerates them to the field. It's one of the reasons this deck is so strong, but you have to get them in the discard pile first. So seeing that here from Riley with the secret box is huge. Of course, a Monkey Dory joining them as well. And then we get one of each of these items out of the deck here, Artisan being the stadium. We saw Professor's Research here for Riley, and now we're seeing the Ralts come down.
Yeah, this is the way you can play Buddy Buddy Poffin, I suppose. It kind of lines up like that. It's Artisan in combination with Nest Ball. It's not as cute, but it does the job. Dark Energy for Monkey Dory, along with TM Evolution. That's double Curlia.
Ooh, baby, well, we like to see it here. That Curly is one step closer to getting into Gardevoir.
Actually, that's single Curlia. That's a little bit of a problem.
Oh my gosh, yeah, one of those Curlia. It's at the bottom of the prize cards here for Riley, and just searching through, making sure in the deck, that's going to be it, and that's huge news there for Justin. That is information that he now has. One of those Curlia is in the prize cards. So Riley's going to end that turn. Thanks to that TM Evolution, it does discard. Now we're back over to Justin.
Yeah, a bit of information for Justin to work with. Seeing that alone Curlia means you could target down this Pokemon once you get a setup and maybe avoid seeing Gardevoir for a long time. Even a few turns can be pivotal in this matchup, as energies don't stick around too long once that card's gone.
Well, here's one other Pokemon as well off this Ultra Ball here into one of the Dracloaks that we still have access to, which is nice. Of course, we were talking about Recon Directive. It allows you to look at the top 2 cards in your deck, and then you get to keep one to your hand, the other goes to the bottom. It's a fantastic way to draw cards, get into more items. We see the Duskull coming down off of that Artisan as well. Stadiums in the TCG can be used between both players. We're here in a stadium now, they're at Artisan right now, and it's getting those Pokemon out of the deck onto the field. Let's talk about this matchup and the board states we're currently seeing, Kyle. What do you think? Which way is the momentum swinging, do you think, just from what we've seen so far?
I mean, the prize cards are intimidating, but I'm pretty comfortable with Justin's side of the board here. If he has a good draw off of this Iono, specifically, you fill up with the Recon Directive. You might see an attack here if you'd like to get some damage on board. It's difficult with a Munkidori staring you down, but we could see a Dragapult attacking with a Dusclops, trying to remove multiple pieces of this Gardevoir line here.
Right, so you have to sort of outpace your opponent if you can. You have to make those big moves, not fall behind, and continue to keep up the pressure. And honestly, Justin is doing that just fine here. The Iono from Justin, both players shuffled up their hands, so now whatever Riley had, it's gone. It's shuffled up, put at the bottom of the deck, and both of them draw cards up to the prize cards represented on both their boards. So 6 new cards. From that, we saw the Buddy Buddy Poffin found for Justin. That's what's getting him all of these Pokemon out on the field. And I'm just saying, Kyle, when Justin is going with a board like this, he seems unstoppable.
Yes, it's lining up pretty nice. You see the Buddy Buddy, you're looking for a little more help. This hand has a lot of great tools when you already have a setup. You see an energy to go along with a Dragapult, to go along with Boss's Orders, and Iono now. But you don't have Dracloak set up. You need to protect this Pokemon. Run as fast as you can to Badoo and save yourself from the items.
Run, hide behind the 3-inch tall Badoo. Hey, it works somehow in the TCG. We have the itchy pollen. There's no energy attachment needed to get that move across. 10 damage flying over to Riley's side of the field. But more importantly, item cards are locked down for Riley. Anything with the item at the top left corner of the card cannot be used at this moment in time. That's going to slow things down. But Gardevoir EX is now being evolved into, and Psychic Embrace is online.
Yeah, this is pretty safe to at least see that there's no boss's orders on the other side from Riley. This deck does not play that, but there is another way. The Scream Tail. We have 2 Psychic Energies sitting in the discard pile. A damage counter on the Monkey Dory. If you push that damage counter over to this Dracloak here, you could potentially knock this out in combination with the Scream Tail. It all lines up.
I mean, this Scream Tail is absolutely nuts in this. Here's Psychic Embrace, allowing for that 2 energy attachment here. For each damage counter, 20 damage is able to be dealt anywhere for Riley, and that is huge here. You want to eliminate those liabilities that could be coming back at you, and that is going to be so bad there for Justin.
Yeah, just contemplating which damage you'd like to move. You have some on the Scream Tail. You can't really mess with that. But 1 damage counter from the Monkey Dory is nice to see because you can move the rest of those later on, especially if you're targeting down a second Dracloak next turn.
Right, big brain moves there from Riley, and it's going to net him the first prize card here in our Masters Finals Game 1 between these players. So the momentum has been swinging both ways back and forth, but you just see why Gardevoir EX honestly is such a pain. It has these Pokemon that are single prize attackers that can do so much damage, and they're accelerated pretty much for free by the Gardevoir EX ability. I mean, it is just dirty. But over on Justin's side, we have another Dracloak. We're doing something.
Yes, we're going to see 2 cards and take one of them. Recon Directive to help a little more. Looking for maybe a card like Dusclops. If you see this Pokemon, you could use Curse Blast, remove the Scream Tail in the active, and then maybe hold on to this Dracloak under item lock once more.
Well, I saw one of those ghosty boys, but it was the Dusknoir, not the Dusclops this time around. That is the Recon Directive there for Justin. Usually you want to have a bunch of these out, but we already know that's unfortunate.
Is this the time? Is it time for the Hilda?
Oh.
Thanks for the help, Riley. This is going to work out just fine.
Let's go, the Hilda that was added. Riley said, nah, nobody cares about this Hilda, but look at this. It is finding Justin now what he needs here in the evolution Pokemon and the energy, but it's not just any regular energy. Look at that. We're talking about pink cards. That is one that you want to see as a Dragapult player.
Yes, Neo Upper Energy, those Stage 2 Pokemon. It's a double rainbow effect, which will handle all of the counts that you need to deal 200 damage, 60 to the bench and damage counters. And look at this, going with a strategy that's a little safer, but also gives you a chance. You see the Dracloak added to the hand, maybe you find Dusclops as well, and you hit double.
Well, let's hit another card too here. Let's see. Oh, was that 2 Professor's Research there, Kyle?
That's not much of a choice.
Nope, not at all. Easy choice, I guess. And for Justin, netting that card to hand off that second Recon Directive. Dragapult EX already in the hand here, but Badoo still remaining inactive. He's going to decide where he goes from here.
Yep. Still, you've established what you needed to. Double Dracloak means at least one of these Pokemon will stick around for the next turn. Dragapult and Neo Upper waiting for you. Slow things down. There's only so many energy in play. We see 4 right now, but none in the discard pile. So Psychic Embrace not helping if the energy isn't there. Earthen Vessel's not doing nothing.
Yes, exactly. Earthen Vessel, the item card, unable to be utilized. Justin deciding what to do here and is opting to continue with this Badoo strategy. 1 damage counter going onto this Gardevoir EX. Itchy Pollen is active. Item cards are gone still for Riley. But let's see if this hand is
Found the Psychic Energy?
Wow, off the top deck? Sheesh, Riley.
Okay, Psychic Energy not only means retreating, it means after the retreat, there's an energy in the discard pile for Psychic Embrace. You place that on the Monkey Dory, the damage is there. You can push that onto the Badoo if you want to knock that out. You could line up all sorts of things. But I do want to knock out your cloak here for sure.
Yes, exactly. Limit your opponent as much as possible. We see the retreat here. Both those energy are going to go into the discard pile, but not for long, as you said, Kyle. I mean, this deck is just so strong here. Screamtail, of course, being promoted into the active position as well. Still has some damage on it there, but that damage just powers it up. It looks so cute, but it is scary here for TCG players.
Monkey Dory now, considerations. Maybe it's just that one counter again. It worked well last time, but you know you're staring down a problem. The Hilda was played. The cards are sitting there in hand. You will be dealing with Dragapult next turn.
Oh, yeah. We're deciding where to put this damage. Now here from the Adrenabrain on the Monkey Dory, it's flinging damage around. That's what these little Monkey Dory do best, apparently. And now 2 damages onto this Dreepy. That's currently making it 50
Okay.
HP left. Duskull being wiped off the field as the choice. What do you think about that, Kyle?
Yeah, this is actually pretty interesting as we can see this incredible setup we have here in the arena. Once that Duskull falls, double Dusclops is not nearly as prominent. You can't do it. So when you target down this Pokemon, if it was Boss's Orders and you add a 50 and another 50, you could take this Pokemon right off the board, but it's not the case anymore. 300 damage, not available.
Protect the Gardevoir EX at all costs seems to be the mission so far here. Eliminating one of those Duskull is a part of that process. So that is what Riley's going to choose to do. Of course, that's another prize card taken for Riley, going down to 4 prize cards left to take in order to win this match so far. But it's Justin's time now. We see the evolution into this Dragapult EX. Neo Upper Energy coming down as well to count for that energy needed for the Phantom Dive. So we are set up here. Let's see what we can do with the rest of this hand. We still have Supporter for the turn as well.
I mean, this is a Pokemon that has 320 hit points. It's ready to attack in. The back half of your attack will knock out a Screamtail if you use Boss's Orders. So do you want to target down a Pokemon like Monkey Dory in this spot? We know how important it can be to your strategy of pushing that damage over and making the numbers work perfectly for you.
Oh, I love that. Take out the thing that's healing everything and putting it back on your field. I mean, that sounds like a pretty good strategy to me. Recon Directive netting us a card here. Iono and the Night Stretcher. Night Stretcher is going to go to the hands.
Yeah, with Night Stretcher, that just speaks to what Riley was thinking of with the Duskull down now. That option is not there. Double Curse Blast, taking out a Gardevoir, not in the cards this turn.
But at least the Duskull is being re-supported here onto the bench from that Night Stretcher, taking it out of the discard pile and reapplied. Here we go. We're seeing Justin gust up this Gardevoir EX into the active position from that supporter in the Boss's Orders.
You can see how close Justin is right now. With the lack of that Kirlia, a Hawlucha down, placing 10 damage on that Ralts, and then attacking through with the Dragapult would do so much for him. He's setting it up again. There's only 1 Psychic Energy in the discard pile. If Riley doesn't have a way to retreat this Pokemon, he can take a triple knockout, taking out the Gardevoir for 2 prize cards, the Ralts for 1, and then he has nothing to work with on the other side.
Exactly. It's just a ticking time counter at this point here for Riley, and he's working through that scenario here.
And look at that, the Kirlia was found off the prizes, so has the evolution and will disrupt the hand with Iono.
Well, that's going to help out a little bit here. Of course, Riley's going to take less cards off this Iono draw than Justin is, but maybe we need some different cards in the hands.
Well, there's a lot of potential here. A Night Stretcher along with a Dusknoir would lead to the exact same situation. It's just the Curse Blasts are a little bit stronger this time around.
A little bit stronger indeed. What do we find, Kyle?
Energy. What else is going on there? There's the Lily's Clefairy, so you have answers for the Dragapult later, but can you move here? There's a Psychic in the discard still.
Yeah, 1 Psychic, I believe, so far. The other one's Dark. You can only accelerate those Psychic energy. 1 coming down onto the Gardevoir EX from the hands.
He's moving, which is exactly where he needed to be. Off 4 cards, it was a big risk, but he did find that. But now, where do you go? Screamtail has been your friend for a long time. Maybe it takes another great prize card for you. You could take down a card like Dusclops, which we know could lead to a lot of trouble next turn.
Screamtail is going to be the option here, brought into the active position. Heavily damaged, but still taking some names here. We have that damage being placed onto the Dusclops. They are from the Monkey Dory Brain.
Yeah, and you see, you could have moved, well, you moved the 3 there, but just taking damage off the Gardevoir always feels great. You need to protect this Pokemon because you know it's at risk if all the cards line up. And Riley moving swiftly through this opening game. 3 prize cards down already, and Justin on the back foot once more.
Exactly. Usually you're wanting to Curse Blast and give your opponent the prize, but you're doing a ton of damage. But look at this. Riley's able to just eliminate these Dusclops before they can even do it themselves here. And he's churning through these prize cards. Only 3 left to take. I mean, we were talking about the margins being razor thin, and he's barely been hanging on here, but it's been enough to face off against Justin so far. Can Justin mount a comeback here, though, Kyle?
He's looking for it. He has Monkey Dory. He's considering how much damage can be placed on the other side of the board, but with only 2 damage counters, not really targeting something like that Gardevoir just yet this turn. You can take out this Screamtail. It's not really the main issue, though. How do you go about this?
I mean, there's just so many hit points still there on Riley's field. The Gardevoir EX been protected this whole time, thanks to that little monkey supporter on the bench as well. And it is strong. I mean, 310 HP total. That is brutal.
There's just a few cards to potentially even find in a spot like this. The prize cards haven't moved for Justin, so finding more resources with Dracloaks is not available. Maybe an energy for that Monkey Dory so you can spread some more damage counters, but just missing on those really big attacks. He was trying to set up for perfection, and it's just not there because Riley keeps finding that little bit of an answer.
Right, both of these players are working with damage counters. They're really good at math, apparently, as well. It's what's gotten them to here because they're slinging this damage back and forth, but Justin has just fallen on the back foot in comparison to Riley so far in that strategy. A major component of that, of course, is Dragapult EX. The Phantom Dive is what gives you the ability to accelerate that damage over to your opponent's field, and we haven't seen it yet. The Badoo strategy has been locking down the cards, throwing that in Riley's way, but he's just been able to work around it. And that's not even talking about all the other tricks up his sleeve to come into the Dragapult match in the future turns. But yeah, Riley has just been performing strongly so far in this game.
Just trying to find an answer. Ultra Ball looking for a little more help here, but there's just not that much that you can find. The damage doesn't line up for the knockouts that you desire. Finding the space for a Dusclops and the Hawlucha, you can do it, but you're not taking that big KO.
Well, we're going to see the Ultra Ball here now going back into the deck, having to make some difficult decisions and what to discard to it. One of those cards being the Jamming Tower.
Oh, is there a world where you can use Dusclops and the Blood Moon Ursaluna to try to target down something? It's a lot to ask for, but with the 240 that you have to reach, maybe there's a world Riley would be down to 2 prize cards post Curse Blast.
Boom, you got to win. Potentially.
Boom, you got a boom.
Yeah, boom, there's some sort of boom happening. And Justin is going through these options right now. I mean, look, it is difficult here as you see him pacing back and forth between the hand, the deck. Blood Moon Ursaluna is going to be the option here off of the Ultra Ball coming out for Justin.
Yeah, Hilda finds the energy that you're looking for. You have the Dusclops. There might be a counter catcher to go along with this. This could be bye-bye Gardevoir.
Ooh, well, Hilda, yep, is coming down here from Justin. Let's see. Here we have these cards being sought out of the deck, but...
Can you even get there, though? It's
300.
You're just a little short. You'd have to include Monkey Dory in that. You don't have the energy for it. It's not all there.
Yeah, it's just coming up slightly short here. We do have the Dusknoir. The Luminous Energy is the energy picked off of the Hilda card here, but can Justin put this together? I don't know, Kyle. Oof.
Yeah, the energies, that's just really speaking to how important that's been for Riley to find the right spot, because anytime counter catchers use, Gardevoir just bails him out.
Well, the Dusclops is being evolved from that Duskull on the bench now here for Justin. Ooh, we see the Monkey Dory coming down with that Luminous Energy. That's going to apply the dark energy needed to unlock that Adrenabrain over on Justin's side of the field.
Okay, so with the math there, you've got 5 damage counters to work with the Dusknoir, 2 from the Monkey Dory, pushing up to 80 on a Gardevoir. You're short.
Yeah, pairing it with the counter catcher, you wish to have a much stronger knockout here, but we're still deciding where to put this damage. Is this a part of the long con here for Justin? Dragapult EX is going to apply that damage. Oh, he just
look at that. Lily's Clefairy with the Fairy Zone. That'll be plenty to give the weakness and take the knockout. We saw him trying to set up the strategy, maybe lean into that Dusknoir, but could not overcome those prize cards. Double Dracloak, and we're moving to game number 2.
I mean, that was exciting. It really could have gone either way for both of these players here, Kyle, but Riley is going to take it. If you didn't catch what just happened, flash the Lily's Clefairy. We talked about it briefly. That is a card that unlocks a weakness for Dragapult EX. Normally, these dragon types don't have any weakness. I mean, how broken is that? Let's be real. But Lily's Clefairy applies psychic weakness. And, you know, Riley had the energy there, could take that knockout, and that is pretty epic. Let's take a look back at this match that we just watched here in the Masters Finals.
Yeah, it started off pretty strong for Justin until he looked through his deck. Saw that double Dracloak was prized, but it did not stop him there. He worked through, found a Dracloak, and started to apply some little pressure with the Itchy Pollen. However, Riley had the answer every time a Pokemon was moved by way of boss's orders. Counter catcher, he found the energies and moved them perfectly. Had Monkey Dory to place damage over and take the perfect piece off the board every single time.
Yeah, that is exactly what Riley needed to do, and he was able to execute it despite all of the issues in the way thrown at him by Justin. It just kept going. He got the energy needed. He was able to apply that pressure, and that is what led to the consistent taking of these prize cards here for Riley. And that was just beautiful. I mean, Riley still had a lot in his way, and he was able to come out on top here. But I don't want to count out either of these decks. They both have tricks up their sleeve. We've talked about the stadiums that could potentially shut down key pieces in these matchups before. And I mean, if that Badoo sticks a little harder, if Riley didn't get into the energy needed, all of those things could have changed in an instant, Kyle. So everything is still not over yet. You cannot count Justin out just yet because he has the skill. He has an extremely powerful deck. We just need to see the Pokemon luck on his side as well. Let's give a big round of applause for both of these players after completing that first match here. We're gonna head into our game 2, but let's show them some love. What a big crowd here that we have, Kyle.
Yeah.
We got to shoot some t-shirts at him earlier.
Yep, the cannons were firing, and so are our players as they are ready to give us more Pokemon TCG action. We're moving into game number 2, and the prize cards coming down.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about cannons. What about little Dreepy cannons? Dragapult EX, I mean, what a cool Pokemon there. He's big, he's awesome. Gardevoir, of course, as well. But, you know, who's going to come out on top? Which deck is going to win? Which player is going to take the title here? We're kicking off our game 2 in our Masters Final here in Anaheim 2025 World Championships. Let's get into this. Badoo as the active Pokemon for Justin and Monkey. Wow, what a familiar sight, huh, Kyle?
Yeah, we've seen this card once or twice or 30,000 times. It's pretty good. And so is Nestball in this opener. Not terrible prize cards, as you see, for Riley. Can work with that. I think we saw a little bit of help there in the hand. Maybe an Ultra Ball to go along with this. So setup coming our way.
Setup indeed. We love to see it here. I mean, the worst sensation to feel is when you're in such a high-stakes match and you just see energy pass. I mean, that is terrible. But nope, not here today for Riley. We're getting some cards down. The Nestball is going to bring out this Mew EX. This is also a card we have not got to showcase yet for this deck. How important is this card here for Riley, especially in this matchup, Kyle?
Yeah, it can be really helpful with drawing out of some of those situations in the early stages of the game. And occasionally, you do see a genome hacking.
Yes,
it's a pretty solid attack that you can incorporate, surprise your opponent, and take a big knockout with Phantom Dive. If you combine that with a Lily's Clefairy, you're taking the KO on a Dragapult and probably knocking out something on the bench for 3 prize cards.
I mean, the Dreepy Cannon's firing on all cylinders, but nope. Mew EX is just hacking the system over there. I mean, we could potentially see that. It is a major play that Riley can utilize in this matchup. But we're going to continue to look through the deck here for Riley as he tries to scope out what is in his prize cards. Luckily for him, like you said, Kyle, nothing too detrimental.
Yeah, it's also nice to have a freer treater hanging out on the bench, give you a little bit of that versatility if there were to be knockouts happening from a more aggressive Justin this time around, which we could certainly expect to see. It wasn't as fast as he'd liked in that opening game.
Yeah, I mean, you want to take every chance you get to outpace. Do you think that that it was just him kind of taking a step back and maybe he should have gone forth more? Or was it truly just that the cards didn't align at the right time? What do you think about that, Kyle?
I mean, he had the vision. He knew exactly what he wanted to do. He wanted to remove both pieces of Gardevoir from play. There was Gardevoir and Curlia, Gardevoir and Ralts, whatever it was. He had the plan every turn, and Riley just had the perfect answer. So if the energy isn't found, if Secret Box doesn't throw away multiple Psychic energy, it's a completely different game because you cannot move, like we saw in the opener. And right now, we're seeing discards, and we're not seeing Psychic energies.
Right, it's a huge change of pace so far in this game, too, between these players. Riley was able to get that early aggression as far as getting those energy into the discard pile for the future attacks, but this time around might be a little bit slower here. We are going to see, of course, that important Ralts out onto the field now for Riley as we continue with this setup. But is it going to pair with anything else here? Of course, Riley going first does not have the ability to play a supporter, is going to have that energy attachment on that Monkey Dory. Also cannot attack, nets that technical machine devolution there off of the restart on the Mew EX ability. That's 2 TMs, and that was it for the hand?
I mean, as far as bad hands go, this one's pretty good. You have Curlia and TM Evolution, so you can have a Gardevoir set up, but
a ton of cards, though.
You have nothing else afterwards. And Justin's considering, well, are you going to attack with Monkey Dory next turn? Is my Badoo going away? I just need to get set up first.
Right. Let's just worry about the basics here. Speaking of basics, there's a couple in the prize cards, but hey, this is much more appealing than what we saw in our game 1 here for Justin.
Yeah, just one Ralts on the other side to stare at as you build up your board. And it's only one copy of each of these Pokemon. You play very heavy lines so that you can find the right resources. This is only one of the decks that has 2 Duskull. We've seen some players moving over to like a 3-2-1, so be on the lookout for that. But at the bottom of the prizes, it's a good place to be.
Yeah, I mean, usually our players draw the prize cards from the bottom to the top. Not always. Finland, I guess, does it a little bit differently. Shout out to Finland. But
China, too.
Oh, yes, that's true. But this time around, Justin could have the ability to get into that Duskull later since it is at the bottom of the prize cards. Buddy Poffin gonna feed these Dreepy, hop them out onto the field here for Justin as we continue into this game 2. I'm excited to see how this goes as we're now seeing the setup is pretty much getting relatively established here for both of our players as Justin maps out what is in the prize cards, takes note of that. Every single resource is so important for both of these players. We're seeing the Hilda come into play. That's going to net us this evolution Pokemon and the energy, the pieces that we need here for Justin.
Yeah, it's not exactly the card you expect to see on turn 1. Maybe you'd like to see a little more help, but finding that energy, finding that Dracloak, establishing these when your opponent has 3 cards in hand and you're locking down the items, you're probably going to see some evolutions next turn from these Dreepies, and that's all you need to do is buy a little more time and find the big guy.
Yes, and I mean, Badoo is a fantastic part of that strategy as we've already seen. So he's definitely aiding in the support of this team here for Justin. The Neo Upper Energy coming down onto the Dreepy for the energy attachment for the turn. That's going to Itchy Pollen. What do we see?
Top tech research to go along with this.
Wow.
That's how you do it. Hit the World Championship stage.
I mean, let's go. Research here, discarding just 1 card in that devolution, and it's going to be a fresh 7 now for the hand. For Riley, look at that, a secret box too. I mean, sheesh.
I mean, under item lock, these aren't the best cards, but at least
just get around it, Kyle. Just get around it.
Okay, but I haven't seen a psychic energy,
right.
And that's what really separates the Guardy players. If you're really guardian it up, you need psychics in the discard soon.
Yes, and yeah, I mean, we need to see that very soon from Riley, and we need to see how it's going to happen as well. Maybe the cards align in these future turns, but really the question is, are the cards going to align in time before Justin takes too much prominence here in this match, in our game 2, and just overruns Riley's deck?
Yeah, we see Curlia and Ralts, the targets here, both evolutions in the deck. TM evolution doing absolute work here.
Great.
So Riley may not have the psychic energies, but he has the setup.
I mean, Gardevoir EX, we love to see it down on the field now. Curlia as well. Riley is setting up. We just need everything to align here for the future turns. Of course, Monkey Dory also already has that dark energy on it as well for the Adrena Brain to be utilized for Riley.
Well, as far as top deck goes, I guess you maybe want Iona next turn instead of the professor's research, because this hand was still held on to for Justin. Double Dracloak, and now he's going to use the Iono, find a fresh new hand to work with, and this is where you can set up once more for that big turn. If you find Duskull, you have the resources to have that Dragapult in your hand, maybe we build something pretty prominent here.
I mean, Recon Directive is one way to get there as we're going through these abilities on the bench here for Justin. Fantastic, paired with the Iono, shuffle up the hand for Riley, which could buy him some better cards, but Justin is still churning through the cards himself.
Yeah, and without the use of the Artisan, Justin's kind of nodding that he'd love to see basic Pokemon in this spot, and he sees two that are pretty good for him here, the Dreepy and the second copy of Badoo. Badoo basically lines up another free turn of protection, but he values the setup of Dreepy, another Dracloak on board, maybe the Duskull to go along with this. This is exactly where you want to be.
Badoo didn't get us far enough in the game 1. So here we go. We're going to line up some other options for Justin. Duskull coming down now onto the field as we're continuing through here. But that Badoo still in the active position for Justin, so it's still going to carry out the same strategy we're seeing. We're eyeing up these essential turns for the future. What are those turns going to look like? Let's talk about the prize mapping here between our players. What does it look like, Kyle?
Well, for Justin, the ideal strategy with double Duskull is no longer there. If you want to use the Dusclops to remove the Gardevoir from play, can't really do that in one fell swoop, so maybe you target down different pieces. You could take out a Curlia while you knock out a Monkey Dory if you spread the damage the right way, but it just isn't perfect. But similarly on Riley's side, he has nowhere to go with his damage.
Right.
No Psychic Energies means no Psychic Embrace, which means that you're only going to push 20 damage from Monkey Dory. That doesn't help you in any situation.
Yeah, we need more than that, and maybe Riley's not able to get there. Maybe Justin can capitalize on that. We're still going to continue to set up here for Justin. Monkey Dory coming down onto the field off of that nest ball. That's something we didn't have before either until the later game for Justin. So that really could also change the pace of things too. These damage counters start going over to the field, and then they're able to be amplified from the Monkey Dory later on. Luminous Energy joining us with that Dracloak being powered up for Justin too. The Badoo lock continues. Itchy Pollen locking those items for Riley. He had a handful of items before. Does he have anything better now in the hands, Kyle?
Oh, we see one Psychic Energy, a Dark Energy along with this, but there is no supporter to go with this hand. He's just about to place it down and consider his options. Where do you go from here? Artisan, find some help, at least shuffle some of those resources.
No supporter is brutal here. I mean, there's a couple of things TCG players could do. They can attach an energy for turn. They can play one supporter. They can retreat. They can attack. But if you don't have the supporter, how are you supposed to help out your hand? How are you supposed to help out your gameplay? So that is difficult there for Riley, but Artisan gonna be shuffled up now from this deck. What did he grab, Kyle? I didn't see it.
I don't know if anything happened there, but you have the Monkey Dory. He just put it in the hand instead of on the table.
Okay, got you.
Probably do that.
It's coming down. It's coming down. There we go.
But with this one Psychic Energy, things are a bit awkward. You need to play this as your attachment for the turn, and then you have it for Psychic Embrace, but you don't get a Dark Energy on your Monkey Dory now.
Right, exactly. It's used for the retreat. Now it's in the discard pile. That's one step closer, but now we're just stuck with another monkey in the active here, passing back over to Justin. This truly could be what Justin needs here to eye up these major turns here for Justin.
Yep.
I want to see it happen here. I want to see the power of Dragapult EX, and Justin is getting there as these cards are netted back to back to the hand off these recon directives. What are you seeing, Kyle?
Oh yeah, it's starting to cook over here. There's another Dracloak. There's energy to go along with it. Boss's orders too. You're just looking for a little more help. There's a Dusknoir to go along with this. If you can set up again to have that Dusclops in play and have it stick around for a turn, then you have Dusknoir in combination with the boss's orders. You take down the Gardevoir in one fell swoop. That would be devastating.
Dusknoir is huge. Cursed Blast, 13 damage counters. It is so powerful, and Justin being able to have that is going to be ginormous in this matchup here. We'll have to see if we're able to see things align for Justin. Looking at the deck, or sorry, the discard pile for Riley. Oh, just one Psychic Energy, that's nice.
Yeah, and he had to manually attach it. It has not gone great on Riley's side as far as options.
Yeah, and Hilda being played once again for Justin here. Just feels like there's so many of these in the deck, huh?
Yeah, maybe someone's to blame. Could be the $20,000 Hilda if it works out in his favor.
Right, exactly. There's so much on the line here between these players, but they are not letting up. I mean, they're locked in on this match. Hilda gonna search out to this evolution in the Dusclops, in that Psychic Energy as well, coming out onto the field for Justin.
He's being so safe. We see the Luminous Energy on the Dracloak as opposed to the Munkidori. Wants to have multiple attackers if there was a bad thing on the other side. If Riley off the Iono had triple Psychic Energy Professor's Research into a Scream Tail, he was prepared with another attacker ready to go. Instead, he has the energy here for another Dracloak. He has the Dusclops. He's waiting one more turn. If he can make it happen, we are not going to see Gardevoir on that side of the table.
Yep, the safety nets have been put in place here as we continue forward. The Badoo locking up this Munkidori, 10 damage, item card still down. Justin is creating a checkmate situation. Is Riley going to be able to get around it? Think about this. Neither player has taken a prize card yet, but that is not going to last very long. Very soon, things are going to start flying and going quickly in this match.
Yeah, the one piece that's missing for Justin is he has no way to remove Curlia. It has Hawlucha and moving damage, but he doesn't have any damage on his side of the board. So Munkidori is not helping out. It's another pass of the turn. He's just waiting to see what is in on the other side from Riley, and Riley's content. He's going to pass over the turn and say, if you can make this work, great, but it's not there yet.
Yeah, it's not there yet. Can you get there? It's going to be all up to Justin here. At least that dark energy was attached to that Munkidori there from Riley. Justin now going through these recon directive here. I saw the Blood Moon Ursaluna as one of the options. Looks like that is going to be what's going to the hand here.
And if you're wondering on Justin's side, why he's so defensive, why is he worrying? It's because of that Lily's Clefairy that he saw in that other game. You know that you're walking into a knockout. 320 hit points is nothing when you're dealing with the weakness on the other side. So you have to make sure that when you attack, it is for all the marbles.
Right, you need to have multiple attackers set up, multiple strategies to carry out the end game here so that you don't see it yourself. And if you're just getting one shot, that is a scary situation to walk into. So Justin is setting up everything possible to be prepared for it. We talk about the bear trap all the time on the Blood Moon Ursaluna, but there's a fairy trap out there and it's looming on Riley's side. So Justin is gonna continue to set things up for that dominant position to take this game. And he needs to take it to bring us to a game 3.
Well, what would be enough in this spot? Is it Dusknoir? Is it Dragapult? Is it Iono in combination with Counter Catcher? Do you feel comfortable leaving your opponent with just 5 cards and a Curlia? Or do you want to wait a little longer? It might be time. At least establish the hit points.
It might be time here. I mean, we saw what happened last time. The Duskull evolved into the Dusclops. He got wiped off the field. We were never able to Cursed Blast here, but this time around, Dusknoir is here for Justin. It's whether or not he chooses to use it, get those hit points out, try to take some sort of momentum here. Dusknoir is going to provide a lot of that. You're about to see. Cursed Blast is such a cool move.
Yeah, it's just giving away prize cards is actually beneficial. It makes it all the way to the finals of the World Championships. And Justin making a decision. If you evolve, you're basically saying it's time to attack because you're losing that recon directive.
Well,
moving and grooving over here.
Yeah, let's go. Giddy up. Dragapult EX is out. And now here we still see the energy attachment onto this Dracloak as well, lining it up to be able to become an attacker for Justin too. But we got the Dusknoir, we got the Dragapult.
I like this right here. You have Countercatcher and Iono, but instead you can use your Curse Blast, then Boss's Orders bring up this Gardevoir, walk into the Fairy Trap, the Bear Trap.
Oh.
And then you have Iono to go along with it on the following turn. You're just looking for a Dragapult, and that's probably going to be found.
Exactly. I mean, this is the board Justin has set up. His brain is piloting this deck. It's becoming a flawless position for him to be in here. Boss's Orders bringing up this Gardevoir EX now for Justin. We're swinging here. Dragapult EX now up in the active position, fully powered up thanks to that A-Spec card attached as well. We're going to see the swing, the Phantom Dive, and the damage on that Kirlia as well.
But look at this. You're not using the Dusknoir here. Wants to hold on to that damage. There are two Munkidori on the other side. Damage can shift over, so it's a bit of a risk to see the damage laying there already, but you do see that for Riley, he still has Gardevoir in play. And he has items now. This could get wild.
Yes, I'm ready to see the pop-off here. Can Riley mount the comeback? Because now we have items. I didn't get to see what the hand we were working with is, but I'm seeing energy, and that's pretty huge, Kyle.
There's double Earthen Vessel in this 5-card, 6-card hand now with the top deck. He's moving through. We'll see more energies. Is there a supporter to go along with it? If you could discard all of these, we are talking trouble. And there's a research to go along with it. If there's ever a turn to not have item lock in play, it's not right now.
Oh, this is beautiful here for Riley, netting these energy into the hand thanks to these Earthen Vessel and urn full of psychic energy. As we see, Professor's Research, the perfect supporter to discard the hand, draw 7 cards. That is gonna get Riley the energy needed to carry out these attacks.
Oh, and Justin's just thinking, I had you with 1 psychic energy in the discard pile, and I thought this was the turn. I could put you in this spot. Maybe your hand isn't strong enough, and it is one of the best hands to see here. Plenty of energies to fly through. We know that there's some resources that can be drawn into that can close things out, at least on this Dragapult, and it starts with the Lily's Clefairy.
Yes, absolutely. 7 cards we're about to see here for Riley.
Pink guy, pink guy. Is it the right one? Still looking. 1 last card.
Oh my gosh. Playing it close to the chest here. Riley trying to give us a show. But yeah, I am just not seeing it here, Kyle.
Well, there's a Scream Tail to go along with this, but you're not taking out the main threat. We know there's Munkidori damage, so still a lot to consider, and Artisan is the play.
Artisan being used now to bring out one of these Pokemon onto the field for Riley. It's just unfortunate having to take a little bit of a step back here. I mean, but think about this, Kyle. This is what we're seeing now from Riley. Coming up slightly short here, but he was locked on items that whole time. Imagine if you could just play your whole deck. I mean, this deck is insane here that Riley is piloting. You see why it has made it into our finals. And we'll see if Riley's able to take it to the top, get a 2-0 here. There's a lot against him, but he's not out yet.
Yeah, how do you complain with 5 Psychic in the discard pile? I guess it's because you don't have Lily's Clefairy. There is Screamtail. You can hit for a fairly large amount, but you're not taking out this Dragapult with this type of board.
Right, and it's scary. You know, you have a lot of damage there. You don't want to give your opponent any sort of multi-prize knockout turn, but look how much damage has already mounted there for Riley on the right side of the field. Screamtail going to join us in the active position.
And what do we do here at this point? Yes, you have some damage you can move with the Munkidoris, shift over, but what separates you from having the Gardevoirs on board and not playing in the game? It's this situation. How do you manipulate the damage counters? Because we don't see another Gardevoir to evolve into.
Let's do some math here, Kyle, your specialty.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, what are we doing here? Of course, that Screamtail taking the damage from the Psychic Embrace ability on the Gardevoir EX to apply that damage there, making it so that it powers up its attack, and we're gonna see some damage on this Dusknoir. What do you think about that? Now it stayed into play, and now it is here getting damage stacked all over it, Kyle. What do you think?
Yep, once again, this is just same situation. Justin sets up for a checkmate and hopes that it exists, and next turn it dissipates. We see the Dusknoir hit the discard pile, not on its own accord.
Right.
No Curse Blast this time, and this saves the setup. Kirlia, free. It has 80 hit points still. It is very hard to take this Pokemon off the board. Halucha damage and spreading around, you just don't have the resources to take out 80.
Yeah, I mean, those ghost Pokemon help out so much here for Justin, but you see the Dusknoir was wiped away. There's no Duskull there. We're not going to see any extra damage. And is that just going to be what truly turns the tides of this game? Is it not going to be able to be enough damage aligned, or is Justin going to still be able to close things out with how much damage on board? What do you think, Kyle? How's the prize map looking now?
Rough. Depends on where you're looking from, but this is the spot that Riley really wanted to be in. Not only do you remove that automatic threat of Gardevoir and Kirlia being knocked out, but you have multiple energies still in the discard pile. Counter Catcher, Boss's Orders, anything to stall at this point and slow things down doesn't really help out. The one thing I could think of is maybe attacking for less damage, using Jet Headbutt into a Gardevoir and putting a little damage on there so that it would be knocked out by Psychic Embrace, but that can't happen. So you'd force the energy from the hand instead.
Oh my gosh, I mean, it is getting intricate in here as Justin continues to navigate through this turn and debate those options. Ultra Ball coming down here to get another Pokemon out.
Yeah, I mean, even that doesn't work with Monkey Dory. You're just protected from every situation. Push the damage over, then retreat. It's where do you go from here? You're not taking the big KOs, but you're still around. And for Justin, he's only down one prize card. He's got so much damage on the board, and we're talking like he's out of this right now. He's still got plenty of plays to do.
Absolutely, and Justin, I'm sure, is seeing those plays. He's a phenomenal player, has been training since he was very young in the trading card game, has made it to our Masters final stage, and is going to put up a fight here. So Latias EX was drawn out from that Ultra Ball to thin out of the deck, Buddy Poffin as well, coming down for Justin.
Yep. Once you just burn this card, you still need to shuffle through.
Yes.
There is a bench space available. What do you do with that? With the Duskull and the prizes, with already seeing the Dusknoir knocked out, there is a Night Stretcher to help find some more pieces. Maybe you try one more time.
One more time, the Duskull's coming out. Let's hope it can stick around this time, because it hasn't so far in either of these games. Paired with an Iono for the supporter between our players. So Justin's gonna get a fresh set of 6 cards, Riley 5 over on the other side. What do we need to see here, Kyle?
Oh, you don't have a great answer to anything just yet, but you're down a prize, so Counter Catcher seems like a great card to find. You could take a big knockout on something like that Gardevoir, remove the Scream Tail, which is a big threat, and then just force your opponent to have Gardevoir itself, or the Night Stretcher. And we haven't seen it all just yet.
Well, but what we have seen is Justin leaving these opportunities open and then Riley just taking them down. I mean, it is scary here for Justin to be able to leave anything up for grabs for Riley, but hey, we're going through these recon directives. We're trying to still get there, start taking some prize cards, take the win, but first we have to build up a little bit more, and all of that is just because of the sheer power of Riley's deck.
He's got the potential to surprise you out of nowhere and take big KOs, remove this massive 320 hit point Pokemon. And we do see that tech inclusion. It is a 1 of or 2 of in most lists now. Jamming Tower to take over the stadium here now. It will lock out all of those other tool cards.
Yes, exactly. The items are locked, the tool cards are separate, but now they're locked as well. We don't really see any tool cards out there yet, but that card could be a major inclusion sometimes in this matchup here for Justin. We'll have to see if it comes into play in the future of this game. But first, Luminous Energy. That's going to apply the Dark on this Monkey Dory, so we can start flinging some stuff back in the future, of course, once it hits the board. I mean, The monkey is just such a meme in the TCG. It flings so much damage. It is such a powerful card, but this time around, we're going to see the knockout here on the Scream Tail for Justin. That's one prize card down.
And when you consider what could have been if the cards did line up here for Justin, taking a knockout on something like Gardevoir and not having to just place 60 damage on Kirlia that could just be pushed right back over, it could be a completely different story. Are the resources there right now for the Lily's Clefairy? We see the Earthen Vessel for the Psychic Energy, and I believe Ultra Ball is in the hand to go along with this. There's a knockout lined up.
I am scared here. We're about to see the full potential of why Gardevoir has the answers.
Oh, hold on. We're in for the big knockout if we want. The genome hacking knockout is lined up too. The Duskull could be taken off the board in combination with this. There's a lot to look out for.
Oh my gosh, genome hacking, not just having its own move, it's hacking the system, copying the Dragapult EX and able to use its powerful move against it here and then applied with that Fairy Zone on the Lily.
Oh, he's ready to just give up the game. It's over.